This adventurous story begins with the mention of a special stone known as the Demon Stone. This stone held an unlimited amount of energy and could be used to create any kind of weapon. Until now, no human had been able to stand against the weapon made from it. Now, we are shown two girls running through a forest, scared of someone or something chasing them. One girl is older, and the other is younger. As they keep moving forward, they reach the edge of a tree and try to hide themselves there. But they don't realize that the terrifying thing chasing them has already spotted them. It was none other than a very strange-looking demon. Using his sharp teeth, the demon instantly grabbed the older girl and killed her. He was about to catch the younger girl too, but she started running. The demon was extremely fast and was just about to reach the younger girl. If his sharp claws even touched her, she would be killed instantly. Just before he could do that, a hunter appeared. This demon hunter's name was Tensi. To assist her, her two brothers Hang and Fin also joined in. The three of them were skilled hunters who helped people and killed demons. They each had unique fighting skills, and together they started dealing heavy damage to the demon. Now the demon realized that these people were stronger than him, so he tried to flee quickly. The younger girl, meanwhile, ran to the corner of a nearby farm to hide. But the three brothers weren't about to let the demon escape. If the demon was fast, so were they. The brothers quickly reached the spot and started attacking the demon. First, they tortured it a bit, and then they finished it off. This was their mission, to eliminate all demons from the world. Meanwhile, the younger girl was hearing some strange sounds. Following those sounds, she walked into an open field, and was completely shocked. There, an even bigger creature was present, and many humans were fighting it. These humans were also hunters, who specialized in killing such demons. This demon was truly massive and was breathing fire from its mouth. Among the hunters were their masters, who were guiding them on how to attack. But unfortunately, no one could stand against that demon creature. Many hunters tried attacking its legs to slow it down, but they were also getting killed. The destruction was so widespread that even the masters started to feel afraid. They knew that under any circumstance, they had to kill this demon. The good thing was that the three brothers, Tensi, Hang, and Fin, arrived at just the right moment. Their arrival boosted the morale of all the other hunters, and everyone began attacking the demon with even more intensity. Now, the first thing to understand is that the bigger a demon is, the slower it moves. The best strategy to kill such a large creature is to focus on its legs. If its legs are severely damaged and it slows down, it won't be able to move at all. But the creature wasn't even giving the hunters a chance to attack. Furious, the master himself stepped in to strike at the demon's eye. This could have been a good technique, because if the demon can't see, it can't fight properly. Unfortunately, the demon was quite clever. It knocked the master down and dealt him serious damage. The students couldn't bear to see their master dying. So, they gathered the last of their strength and courageously sacrificed themselves by launching a massive blast at the demon. This attack severely weakened the creature. That's when Tensi stepped in to finish the job. Every strike from him was causing serious damage to the creature. Now the demon was completely exhausted. In the end, something strange happened. A small head started emerging from inside the creature's mouth. When Tensi noticed this, he immediately realized that this was the demon's true form, hiding inside a massive armored body. Without wasting a moment, Tensi drew his sword and cut off that small head, which turned out to be the demon's weak spot. As soon as he did this, the demon died, and its entire body dissolved. All the hunters rejoiced, and the master's life was saved. It was revealed that this was the last demon creature left in the entire world. Now, the hunters no longer needed to continue as demon hunters. They could finally live normal lives. So the hunters, including the three brothers, laid down their swords and went their separate ways, deciding they would only take up demon hunting again if demons ever returned to Earth. Time slowly passed. 5 years went by. Tensi, Hang, and Fin started living like ordinary people. But obviously, adjusting to normal life was difficult for them. They were struggling a lot to fit into this new way of living. Even while gathering resources, the three brothers still felt a sense of satisfaction in their hearts, knowing that they would always continue to protect humanity. One day, the three brothers were returning from the river after fishing. Along the riverbank, they noticed two men sitting and laughing at them, probably because of the strange outfits the brothers were wearing. Soon, a third man, their companion, joined those two. He had brought a weird-looking wine, which a stranger had given him. The wine had a greenish hue. Without thinking much, the three men opened the bottle and started drinking it with great enthusiasm. Little did they know how dangerous that wine would turn out to be. As the three brothers continued walking, they once again passed by those same men, but something felt off. A couple of them now looked very sick, while the other two stood in front of them, doing something suspicious. Finn approached to get a better look and discovered that their faces had transformed to look like demons. Before he could react, those very demons attacked him. Terrified, Finn fell back and called out to his brothers. Tensei immediately rushed to help and smashed the heads of the attacking demons, killing the second one as well. Now the brothers realized something shocking. These were humans, but they had somehow transformed into demons. Nearby, they found the same wine pot, and it became clear that the wine was the cause of the transformation. They now had to investigate this further, because if this solution was being spread elsewhere, it could lead to a massive crisis. The brothers headed straight to Ponzi village to begin their investigation. While staying at a place in the village, a man suddenly collapsed nearby. He turned out to be a demon hunter, but his condition was extremely bad. Moved by compassion, the three brothers picked him up and took him to a nearby clinic. Coincidentally, Finn's girlfriend worked at that clinic, so the man's treatment could begin right away. When the brothers arrived at the clinic and requested urgent care for the injured man, another woman was already present there. But when she saw Tensei's face, she was shocked. She had met him before. In fact, this woman, Lin, was none other than the little girl Tensei and his brothers had saved years ago. Lin immediately recognized Tensei, but Tensei didn't recognize her. Understandably, it had been many years since that day. The injured demon hunter was treated thoroughly and soon regained brief consciousness. Tensei began asking the man, "Who attacked you, and how did you end up like this?" The injured man, struggling to speak, explained that some time ago, he had gone to investigate a wine factory because many people in the surrounding area had mysteriously gone missing. As he entered the factory, he heard strange sounds. That place was producing the same type of green-colored wine. While conducting his investigation, before he could fully understand what was going on, he was attacked by demons. Tensei and his brothers wanted to get more information out of him, but unfortunately, the man died on the spot due to his severe injuries. Now, Tensei's suspicions were confirmed, that something strange was going on in that wine factory, and he needed to see it for himself. So, along with his brother and Lin, he set out to investigate the factory. They slowly made their way inside. Meanwhile, it was shown that the factory owner had been forcing his workers to drink that same strange green liquid. After drinking it, changes began occurring in their bodies, and they eventually transformed into fish demons. Their faces became fish-like, and now, any human they saw would be attacked without mercy. As Tensei and his brothers moved forward, they found the very same liquid being mixed into the wine, which confirmed their fear. This was the place where humans were being turned into demons. Suddenly, someone ran past them from behind. Curious, the brothers went in pursuit and ended up getting separated in the process. Lin also got trapped inside one of the chambers, and she became extremely frightened. The demons had already spread throughout the factory and were ready to launch an attack. One of the fish demons approached Lin and attacked her. She screamed loudly. Luckily, Tensei arrived just in time to save her. He fought off the demon and rescued Lin, then began heading back to reunite with his brothers. Meanwhile, a far more dangerous demon was lurking on the ceiling of the chamber. Tensei could hear its growls. At the same time, Hang and Finn were surrounded by demons as well, and several had already begun attacking them. Tensei wasn't aware of what was happening to his brothers. His full focus was on protecting Lin. When Tensei finally got Lin to a safe chamber, he began to sense where the demons had spread. Obviously, they had abandoned demon hunting long ago, but now it was clear they might have to take up their weapons once again. But the skills within them had never truly disappeared. With a little focus, Tensei could sense that the same dangerous demon from years ago was present again, and this time, it suddenly launched an attack on him. The demon had sharp, deadly claws that could rip through flesh in an instant. Tensei, still trying to protect Lin, managed to dodge the demon's strikes, which pushed Lin farther away. Now, the demon was completely focused on Tensei, grabbing him tightly and preventing him from doing anything. At this critical moment, Lin made a decision. She would help Tensei. She began to reveal her true form, which was actually a demon. Note, you might want to fill in what kind of demon Lin is, e.g., celestial, hybrid, or some unique type. She possessed many unique powers that she had hidden from others all this time. Lin quickly launched a powerful attack on the creature, knocking it back and injuring it. Meanwhile, Tensei's brothers arrived at the scene. The two of them decided they'd handle the demon together now. Hang was the first to bring the demon down using small but effective weapons. Then, Finn seized the moment, leapt onto the demon, and severed its head, finishing it off. Together, they had defeated the demon. Now, Tensei immediately turned to Lin and asked, "You're a demon? How have you been living among humans all this time?" At this moment, Lin told the full truth. She said that she was the same little girl they had saved years ago. After the demon back then had been killed, some of its blood had mixed with water and entered her body, slowly transforming her into a demon. But Lin had never harmed a single human. Tensi, still processing everything, told her they could talk about this later. For now, he asked her to keep her identity hidden. Then he brought her back outside to where his brothers were. The demon had been killed, but now came the real challenge. They realized that a large quantity of demon liquid had already been produced. If the process continued, the number of demons would grow again. But before they could plan their next move, a group of soldiers arrived. These were soldiers of the governor, and they had come with a summons. The three brothers were ordered to appear at the governor's palace. Assuming they had helped the town, the brothers thought the governor would be pleased. But to their shock, the governor coldly told them to leave the village. He said, "You have no business here." The governor insisted that demon births had increased to an uncontrollable level, and now, they must all be eliminated entirely. But he refused to listen to the brothers' warnings or suggestions. "If you don't leave," he threatened, "you'll be killed. This entire land is under my command." He made it clear, the brothers were not welcome here anymore. Tensi immediately understood that they now had no other option. They had to leave, no matter what. Later, while the brothers were eating, Finn and Hang argued that they should help the villagers. But Tensi disagreed, saying that until the governor gave them permission, they couldn't act. Still, Tensi was deeply suspicious. He felt the governor was definitely hiding something. Inside the palace, we were shown the governor, and before him appeared a black figure. The governor was speaking very respectfully to this shadowy figure. They were communicating about a deal. When the black entity was revealed, it turned out to be the same master who had trained the monster hunters years ago. But now, he had become the Demon King. The truth was that the master had infected the governor, and now the governor was under his control, forced to do exactly as he was told. The Demon King's real plan was to increase the demon population across the earth, converting all humans into demons. And if the governor helped him succeed, he promised to give him the antidote that would cure his infection. That's why the governor was following his every order. We were then shown the governor in a strange location, accompanied by a young girl. He led the girl into a mysterious tunnel, a dark, hidden chamber filled with skeletal remains. As the girl began to scream in fear, a horrifying tentacled demon emerged. Without wasting a second, the tentacled demon attacked and killed the girl. Above, the governor was shown dancing in delight, and it became clear. The governor was feeding girls to this tentacled creature, and using its blood to create the serum that transformed humans into demons. In doing this, he hoped to save himself from infection, but his actions were about to make the future extremely dangerous for everyone. Meanwhile, Tensi decided to investigate the governor's secrets. He told his two brothers to stay in a safe location, while he would sneak into the palace alone. Tensi successfully passed through the security checks and made his way inside. Eventually, he reached the chamber where the governor was keeping that strange demon. The demon that the governor constantly fed girls to, and which would devour them, that's the one Tensi discovered during his investigation. While exploring the demon's chamber, Tensi noticed a strange blue stone. The moment he saw it, he remembered his old master. It became clear to him that somehow, his master was connected to all of this. This realization made Tensi even more curious to uncover the truth. Meanwhile, on the other side, Finn was shown visiting his girlfriend. But something felt off. She was being unusually sweet to him, even a little seductive. Finn found her behavior suspicious, but since he loved her, he let his guard down. Suddenly, his girlfriend screamed loudly. Her father burst into the room, and accused Finn of misleading his daughter. Within minutes, Finn was dragged out, and the villagers began attacking him, furious with rage. Finn couldn't defend himself against so many. Then, the story zoomed in on his girlfriend's face. She was smiling. It was all a setup. She had planned everything. Now, filled with fury, she picked up a sharp weapon and stabbed Finn, killing him instantly. A little while later, Hang, Finn's brother, arrived. As soon as he saw Finn lying there, he rushed toward him. But Hang had no idea that soldiers were already stationed there in hiding. As Hang reached Finn, he was hit by arrows from all sides. Still, Hang managed to protect Finn's body, even though multiple arrows pierced him. Soon, more soldiers arrived, continuing their attack. Finn was already dead, and now Hang collapsed, wounded and bleeding. Behind the soldiers, the governor appeared, laughing cruelly at the sight of the brothers. It was all part of his plan. He had wanted them dead from the beginning. And behind the governor stood his tentacled creature, as if preparing for its next mission, possibly to spread the demon virus even further. As heavy rain began to pour, Tensi passed through the same area. When he saw the condition of his brothers, he was shocked and horrified. Thankfully, Hang was still breathing. Wasting no time, Tensei picked up both his brothers and rushed them to the nearest clinic, desperate to save at least one of them. Where Lin worked, Tensei went there and requested her to treat his two brothers. Unfortunately, Finn had already died, and Hang's condition was very critical. Lin explained to Tensei that only one person could save Hang, a demon who lived on the mountain. Without wasting any time, Tensei set off directly toward the mountain with Hang and Lin. Upon reaching there, Tensei met his master and pleaded with him to heal Hang. Tensei threw a blue-colored ball to the master because he had realized that his master was involved in all these strange events. Suddenly, the master attacked Tensei. According to the master, the demon hunters had not finished their job properly, and some demons still existed on Earth that needed to be eradicated. Therefore, the master had devised a plan to gather all the demons. The demon virus was spread by the master himself to learn about the powerful demons. Now they had discovered the king of the demons, the same tentacle monster. Tensei launched a furious attack on his master and killed him because the master was a criminal whose death was necessary. However, it was now up to Tensei to finish off the demons. Understanding his mission, Tensei headed toward the demon. Meanwhile, Lin was with Hang, who had become very weak. Suddenly, the dangerous tentacle creature entered and attacked Lin. Lin transformed into her evolved demon form but was overpowered by the creature. It then approached Hang and combined many of its powers with him, causing Hang to transform into a strange demon. Hang gained many new powers and started attacking Tensei fiercely. Tensei was confused and didn't know how to stop his own brother. Hang continued to attack Tensei relentlessly, but Tensei couldn't retaliate. Now under the creature's control, Hang used his tentacles to directly attack Tensei. Hang then fled the place using his full power, fully converted into a demon. Hang was heading toward a huge joint that was moving straight toward the governor's city to cause destruction. When the soldiers saw the giant joint, they gathered all their weapons and started attacking immediately, as it could potentially destroy the entire city. Unfortunately, the small arrows had no effect on the large creature. The governor tried to stop it but was killed by the joint titan. The good news was that Tensei arrived at the scene in time. Tensei mounted his horse and rode straight onto the giant joint's body. Dodging its attacks, he managed to reach the creature's neck. There, he saw that his brother Hang was still trapped inside the joint. If Hang could be freed, maybe the joint would be destroyed as well. Unfortunately, the titan caught Tensei with its hands and threw him down. Tensei was severely injured and lost consciousness. Meanwhile, the creature kept advancing toward the city, ready to wreak havoc. Lin took Tensei to a safe place and discovered that his life was in grave danger. Confused and desperate, Lin used all her fallen demon powers, essentially sacrificing herself, to save Tensei. She transferred all her powers into Tensei's body. After a short while, Tensei regained consciousness and realized what Lin had done for him. Determined not to let her sacrifice go in vain, Tensei's power doubled. He flew straight toward the creature's body at an incredible speed, now infused with the energy of a demon. Avoiding the creature's attacks, Tensei reached his brother Hang. First, he tried to open Hang's shell and save him, but the creature's many tentacles had pierced deep into Hang's body. Removing them would kill Hang anyway. Hang then told Tensei directly that he must be killed, only by killing him could the titan be destroyed. Though Tensei didn't want to kill his brother, it was the last option. He drew his katana and stabbed it into Hang's body. Hang died instantly, and the giant creature collapsed. The creature was completely destroyed, and the last demon was dead. Though demons were now wiped out from the world, Tensei knew what he had lost. Both his brothers were dead, and Lin had sacrificed herself for him. These losses were a deep trauma for Tensei, but he vowed to continue destroying demons until his last breath. And with that, our story ends here.